Okay, what about now? How's the how's the ratio music to voice? Perfect, much better. All right. But you can hear the music still, right? But like a little bit on the background and then my voice, right? All right. Because we're gonna start. I want to have people waiting. Because we got like 14 people waiting on the other link, and now we only have 7 watching. So obviously a little bit got lost. And I already posted the link where it was needed. Okay. But it's good now, right? So okay. Um, all right. Just gonna look at ES or favorite. How do you guys do today? I hope everybody did well. Just gonna give it a couple minutes, 2 minutes for people to join, and then we start. The link has been fixed and we already sent it everywhere we could. Hopefully on my Twitter. I think I posted on my Twitter as well, and hopefully that's not a. All right. So what a rally today, right? Very slow, but I think it was not unexpected. We're gonna we don't have thumbnails. Okay. It's animated. Okay, yes. So we're gonna switch to the overlay right here. Uh, Today I don't have lights on. I'm gonna keep it dark for my eyes. Mm. Okay, I hope the music's not too loud. If it is too loud, let me know. Okay, so I hope everybody did well. Okay, I think, like I said, um, it was a slow melt up. It was kind of expected the way up, but it was so slow, right? We're not used to that, and that's what the market used to be actually. Um, it was just not like imagine the market back then doing this slow moves. It was how it used to move, but with the options a lot cheaper, you know. So if you were playing zero DTs and you didn't get the move fast and at the right spot, you were basically getting killed today. But if you get him at the right spot, you would have made good money. I'm not gonna go blind. This is how I trade sometimes, all dark, but you can still see me. And all right, so we're just gonna go to the bigger picture, and I'm still with the same levels with added levels from last week. Um, just like Shadow Trader. So if you guys notice from my chart, except for this study, I don't know why it always comes up. I'm still keeping the level with a lot of the old levels, right? So the stuff that we just gonna keep uh, on the new ones are gonna be basically like the last swing low plus the retracements right here, the decline from all-time high. I'm just gonna type it down. Um, Decline is 38.57, 7, and that's it. That's what I'm gonna keep. Everything else is going and is getting clear out. All right, we're gonna start, and I suggest you guys get your charts and do a separate drawing. You know, don't mess with your own drawings, and then you're gonna keep this one for yourselves. Um, one day we're gonna DM. He doesn't know that he's been teaching us. One day he'll know. So right here, we're gonna start off with some trend lines, the usual stuff. We're gonna try to do. I hope the chart is clean for you guys. For reference, the red line is the 20 EMA and the blue line is the 50 EMA. I use them a lot. If you notice, there's a lot of interactions right here. Since we're gonna be getting ready for the next session, and out into the next week, we're not gonna go into the monthly. We might do them from on the when the month ends or so, right? Every monthly candle or every quarter end or so. So right now, I'll keep this trend line. I think it's one of the most important ones. Well, it starts off if you connect these highs right here. Hold on, give me a sec. If you connect these highs right here. So we're just gonna have usually a trend lines we keep in yellow with dotted right here. And and then we're gonna keep a trend line right here at the lows, okay? Gonna chart this with the lows right here. Real quick like this. It's basically if you were to look at this, it kind of looks like a channel, right? Or like a wedge, a falling wedge into a channel. So major break points is gonna be this trend line. And remember, you're gonna look at the action right here. You're gonna need a daily candle close above it, not just a poke out of it. You need the candle close above it. So we know that we're gonna really go into, I don't know, 4,200 or even more, right? But objectively speaking, that's how we're gonna look at it. I'm just gonna go to a weekly real quick. I look at our retracements right away from the weekly perspective. Get from the last swing high to the last swing low, and you're gonna get this retracements right here. We're just gonna keep objectively the 50% right here and the 618. We're not using the 38.2 because we're already past it, cross above, candle close above, and everything. At 50%, we did cross there before, but there's no candle close above it. So these levels are meant for the downside, right? So if the market was to make a leg down, retrace, and another leg down, it won't go farther than the 50% retracement into the next leg down. So this is how we're just gonna look at it, right? Just think about it like this, like it's just 1, 2, and 3 down, right? Like this, right? Kind of like a Elliott wave theory, stuff like that. So just gonna label this levels right here. 50% retracement weekly, shown on the right. Keep in yellow because they're important. Boom. And the 618. 618 retracement weekly, shown on the right. Yellow. Okay. All right. This is what we got. Right. We're gonna put just our level right here for our last swing low. Just to identify it. We really don't need it for tomorrow. Maybe we need it for next week. Boom. Okay. That's as far as we need. So going to the daily. All right. That's all we got. We're gonna go over and get rid of the the overnight sessions. So over here, if you're on Thinkorswim, you're gonna go to the futures because we're charting futures. You're gonna get rid of the show extended hours trading sessions right here. Boom. So I want you guys to do this. We don't normally do this, but this I just want you guys to note that there's a gap starting from this low right here on this one, and then going in. It was into this low, but it got filled partially. I think no, it didn't. It didn't get filled. So this is the gap that we have right here. So this is gonna be our key levels into tomorrow. This is what I'm looking at. All right, so we're gonna keep a level at the bottom of the gap right here and at the top of the gap right here. And it's good to label them as well. Sorry, my hands are shaking right now. All right, bottom of gap on the right. And put a little purple right there. I like in purple whenever I feel like it's significance on it. Top of gap right here. Purple right here. All right. Make the line yellow. um, so that's what we have. We put in purple and yellow. Yellow like the food, right? So we have identified those zones. We're gonna go back into and add our overnight session right here. Sorry for any mispronunciations. And we're gonna go ahead and add this top right here. If you notice, this is what I do whenever something like this comes up, right? If you notice, there's I'm gonna zoom in right here. Okay, I know it's a little bit too close, right? But if you notice, these gaps are not equal. What I do is I take the lowest of the gaps if I'm coming in from here, right? If I'm sorry, I'm sorry, the wicks. The wicks are not equal. So if I'm coming from the bottom into them, I take the lowest of them first. So the first one that's gonna get hit and put it as a resistance point, right? Because anyway, your your resistance areas are not exact points, are not exact lines. Even though sometimes they do tag exactly, like right here and where the gap is. Um, you should treat them as zones, right? As zones. Like let's say that you had this 50% retracement right here today marked up, and instead of treating it as an exact line, you treat it as a zone. You wouldn't know that you're reaching right here, you're longing to right here. You should be on 1 foot out because you may not reach it and reject back down. So it is what it did, right? So we're gonna keep this 50% retracement, this next resistance right here, 39.47, and so on, right? So this is as far as I will have lines for the upside. I know I could probably go to the hourly and check what happened right here. Let's do it real quick. Let's go to the hourly real quick and check what happened right here. Let's add just a couple more days so we can see the action. Okay. So right here, I could add a few levels on the hourly. Like I don't know if you notice this peak and this peak right here. We could add something to here right here on this area. And we could add something off of this lows right here. Right here. You see this low, this low, this low, and subsequently we having a little bit of support right here. Right. So I will have those lines right there. Now, this is as much as levels for the upside I will have really. And I will just keep this major trend line as important, right? Put something that will mark it. And from there, like I said, as much as I would have for the moment on Friday for the upside. As the week progresses, you're gonna have to go up and do some more levels, like something like about this triple bottom right here that got broken. You're gonna put some level if we start breaking higher, right? But let's say this is as much as we have for Friday right here. Now for the downside, what you're gonna do is a little bit of go back to a daily, and let's say that this doesn't fail. My target, I mean, this fails and goes to the downside. My targets will be Uh, First, this candle high right here, and it will actually be at the same time if like if I was shorting it tomorrow, I see the potential failure into it. My targets will be the 20 EMA on the daily plus this high. So if they match on the same area right here, then that'll be prime, right? If it drops to like right here, so that'll be a target, and then I'll take something like this next candle high right here, and this next candle high right here. So almost like all the candle peaks are gonna be the ones, right? So like this high, and this high, and I just go from there, right? Um, I don't really expect us to go down tomorrow, but I don't want to put it on stone, guys. I'll be honest, I don't want to put it on stone, but the reality is that I look at this on a probability perspective, and the probabilities are pointing higher, and I explain you why. All right, we're gonna go and do this trend line real quick, just in case for future references. Put it yellow, yellow right here. Boom. Okay, and that's all we have. That's all we need for ES in reality. This is all the guy, right? We know that this high is important. We know that the daily candle has to close above this high, because if you know, we had 2 weeks right here, and we know about this gap, and we know about this trend line. We know about the 50 EMA, and that's all we need. So every time if we start betting higher, and we start bidding it, every time we hit one of those spots, we gotta come into realization. How far can it really go, right? Well, make a trading decision. Okay, I hit the bottom of the gap. I already know that gaps, even though you think, oh, it's gonna get filled, first it's gonna hit and resist the fill, and then it can possibly fill later, right? Or reject, right? I don't have a crystal ball, but the idea is that at least you know that the first touch can be a rejection. This was bearish whenever it almost got to the gap and it didn't fill. That was very bearish, right? Because it just doesn't reach even the bottom of the gap. But now it has a better chance now that it made this higher low. Now we're looking at this on a perspective that it is gonna give it a second try to get filled, but at the beginning it's gonna struggle at the first level. And if it starts filling, a lot of the times whenever you fill half of it, you have a very high chance of filling the other half. That's how gaps kind of work, right? You fill half of it, you your chances to fill the rest of the gap are in way super high, right? So we keep in mind the 618 retracement on the weekly, because that will be a place for the bears to take it back down, right? That'll be a best place to short into the daily 50 EMA and the 618 retracement on the weekly. And if it happens to be after crossing this trend line, if they manage to push it back down, it means that it traps a lot of buyers, and then the downside can be super fast, right? So just imagine it like this: it goes up, candle closes above the trend line, gives a very bullish signal, but you're still below the 618 retracement and the 50 EMA, and then boom, back down, and then into the lows, right? That will put a lot of trap buyers right here. So we're just gonna be looking towards that. As of today, action, I was monitoring this with my internals, right? As you guys know, I hope it's not too small, because I'm not gonna go over this too much. There was no extremes of buying on the ticks, right? There was no, and then the extremes of selling that we had at the end, that were very lackluster. So I'll say that even though it seems like the buying was not strong, I think what it means is that shorts were not getting stuffed out. It was more of an organical buying to the upside, right? That's what it feels like. Um, we're gonna go ahead and I'll share this on Discord on the VIP area, and if anybody wants to shoot me a DM, I'll put this on the trading floor as well. And if anybody not on LKS, shoot me a DM. I'll send you the area, but it's gonna be posted over there. And then we're just gonna go for NQ now. All right. Now this is from last week. This one I like to keep it as it is. Let me just get rid of this study. I don't know why it comes up. All right. So the NQs, it did get a give a better bullish signal, right? Because it had a trend line, it had a close above it with a bearish candle. It ended up being a trap, back down, defended this trend line right here, go back up that above this trend line. So uh, very technical breakout. It has a gap right here. I didn't turn off the uh, overnight session, but this is a gap that it eventually got filled. Let me see if it got filled real quick. I don't think it got filled, but let me see. So- Okay, it did not get filled. So this little wick right here was also overnight. So tomorrow I expect upside, but what do we have? Like, what do we have up as an overhead resistance? We end up going higher and we hit this. This could be a very good short for the NQs. The 618 retracement at 12,255 and also the top of the gap fill. So it's two areas, right? We have the gap right here plus the 618 retracement on the weekly, on the daily. So it's from this high to this low. This is the 618 retracement. So it will mean that it could be the one leg down into the 618 and back down, right? So that's what we see. Now Now, I want to go over why do I think the upside is coming into tomorrow, but I could be wrong. Do not put this on stone, guys. Do not put this on stone, please. Do not put your whole trading decision for tomorrow into because of what Cube just said. But I like you guys to take a look at. Um, Let me go to default. I'm gonna clear this set. All right, all right. This is a weekly chart. And we're just gonna go real quick and try to spot a weekly inside candle on ES, or you can go even to futures, right? So they do happen. I'm not gonna say that they never happen, but they're just so weird and so rare to find, right? Possibly right here, possibly. And you know what an inside candle is, right? I'm just gonna explain it real quick. You have one day trading like this, and the next one is inside the range of the last trading day by any amount. Just it has to be inside. When it's a little bit outside like this, it's not an inside candle. It's not an inside candle when it's before. It has to be after. Okay, if it makes sense. No, don't do that, Michael. Okay, so if you look back, the probabilities of having an inside candle is all very low. This is an inside candle right here. No inside, no inside. It's an inside candle right here. And no inside, no inside, no, 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 nothing, 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 nothing. Just going by one with my eyes. I think it was an inside candle. Okay, 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 okay. By and this happens. This is talking about the weekly. Okay, the weekly it's a rarity. So a lot of the times what you have, it's just by even one session is just a small poke out of the inside candle. Sometimes just a small poke. Just like we seen right there, or something that's very gonna be a very close inside candle. Just probability tells me that it rarely happens. So given that the market is showing strength, is showing technical breakouts, and you look at this week how we are right now, this is the range of the last week. What it tells you is that this weekend that we're on right now, oops, it's inside the last one. All right, and like I said, it's super improbable to stay like this inside. Now, so what do you consider now? If this is the middle of the range of the current candle, and you are sitting way higher than the middle of the range, the path of least resistance is higher. You know. So if this is the middle of the range, so we were sitting around this area, the path of least resistance will be lower, but at the moment it points higher. So we're just gonna go to the daily. We're gonna go to our drawing that we were just doing, and we're gonna go actually to a weekly. I'm sorry, and then identify this level that we have right here as the. I'm just gonna move it a little higher because I know it was where it was the two candles right here. I'm gonna name it as the uh, last week high on the right, purple, so we can see it. All right, gonna put it on the daily. All right, and we're gonna have this level right here. This is the last week high. So for the market to not have an inside week, um, for a market to not have an inside week, it will have to break this level just by one tick, 1 point, whatever point. So if it reaches there, if tomorrow we have like a full bull on day, just imagine a day like this. It just has to do something like this, and then we have the candle outside the last week high. Okay, so that's what the probabilities tells me. I hope that that puts you on the right path, on the right side of the trade. If you, I'm looking I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. It's pushing even higher, so there's a lot of bullishness right now happening. So, don't get. I know we're in a bear market, but don't get caught up on the short, and then also don't get caught up on the long. Whenever you're hitting those big levels like the 618 retracement on the NQs, on the S&Ps or whatnot, right? So this all these levels are going to be important, but more than anything, my take from this, and I will hate if this happens overnight. That I will hate that this just goes and ends up opening somewhere right here and it just has to trade up to here and that's it. I would hate that. I would hate that. Hopefully we open a little flat or low or red, a little red or flat or whatever, and then just we can just go bull on all day, right? We'll see. Uh, I have overnight sessions turned off, right? Okay. So that's what we have. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's very clean. I would like to say that if I feel like the chart is very clean, even though you might see a lot of lines, I feel like it's very clean. And the aim is to break this high tomorrow. That's the aim. And from there, I don't know, guys. We'll have to assess where we are into next week, right? But this is Friday, this is Thursday, and then tomorrow it can be a good Lotto Friday, right? Those Lotto SPX, those Lotto SPY calls, or if you guys are into trade next week's next expiration, all good. You know, we already have a SPX debit call spread. I mean, we have a SPX debit call spread. I think aiming this area just because of the very same reason, right? If the market bulls on right here into this level, then this level's this the spread is gonna be deep in the money. It's gonna be like 300% or so gain. So that's the analogy right now of the trade. We'll see what happens, right? We're gonna keep an eye on RSI. I know you got. I don't use it. I don't use it only for divergences, but something to note for is that the RSI is stronger right here. It's higher than this point right here when the market is lower than this point right here, right? So keep in mind that, right? So when the market was right here, it was not as strong as when the market is right here. That's what the relative strength index tells me, right? And I'm not, Fredo, I'm not in coin yet. We took some coin calls, but I sold them today. um, we might open higher tomorrow, but yes. So that's what we have. In terms of sectors today, the S&P did not want to move because a lot of the sectors were not bullish. Reality, they were bearish. But then we had some very big candles on oil futures right here. And then so we had some very big, then technology and consumer discretionary. Everything else then end up following. But at the beginning, it was just tech, right? So a lot of the times I'm gonna refer, and I say it a lot in the room. The answer is in the Qs. So if the Qs do find a spot that is hard to move up, right? Meaning like the gap fill plus the 618 or the 50 EMA, then I will uh, I will think that there'll be some downside on the S&Ps because it's just uh, what do we call 20 something percent of technology is weighted on the S&P. So you'll see, right? You'll see why. So that's what we got right now. We have a divergence right here on the weekly. Bull divergence off the low, so we'll see. Has to beat this level. I mean, to me, there's not much looking up unless this level is beat on the Qs. Any questions? I hope it wasn't too tiring. Any questions? And after answering whatever questions, we're gonna go over with some setups for tomorrow. And I think we went a little faster this time than last week. I think we did like 20 more minutes of this, but I kept it a little short. Keeping the same levels on the queues, being objectively speaking, and all this stuff. All right. All right. I guess I guess we can go for some setups. I like to do a shout out to one of the members on VIP room that he did exceptional homework. I was checking some of the levels out. I did a quick glance to the charts, Fredo. Uh, but just so you know, so just so you guys know, part of the VIP room, we have Fredo right here putting a very nice homework example with detailed levels and everything to go for, and then we'll look at them. I already love some of them, and I already look at them some myself. So today we're gonna, since we're talking about the inside week, we're gonna talk about our um, inside days setups, and especially for Friday, right? And I'll go over today's one of Alfonso's today's trades, which was one of the very nice ones. It's it was Dash, and it was basically what it is, right? You have a candle a prior day, and the next day it's inside the prior day range, right? So what you do on those cases is set up a level below the inside candle and above the inside candle, and you set some alerts right here and right here. And once it trades above or below the alert, you take the trade, and the target is usually the extreme of the outside candle. So meaning that if it would have triggered to the downside, you would have taken puts into this level, and it triggers to the upside, you take calls into this level. And this thing had a lot more potential, a lot more strength. I ended up bulling into this right here. Okay, so that was an exceptional trade. It was very nice, and it's very simple, right? You have to also look at the state of the stock and a lot of other stuff, right? Divergences on RSI and whatnot. But just as a simple look, a simple setup is this, right? There's some stuff that will affect the plays as well, so not all the times they work. But as for now, I mean, when you see this range and you see the 50 EMA all the way over here on the daily, you're like, okay, I got room, I got room to go. You see this daily candle high, you take this as a resistance if you want, and you think like, oh, from here to here I got room, from here to here I got room, and from here to here I got room, and if it exceeds, that's what the runners are for, right? That's what the soldiers are for. Um, Minadi says Roblox looks like a break imminent, big gap. Well, we'll take a look at it real quick. I'm just gonna go over Fredo's homework real quick. This was just an example of what just happened today. It was a trade of the day actually and it came from Alfonso. It came from Alfonso alerts, but it was I think it was Fredo put it in the map for us, right? If I remember correctly. We have lift for the first. Now you do have, let's say on this example right here, you do have some inside candles right here. Path of least resistance is to the upside because we close right here. The inside candle alert should go above this high, but the immediate target is this. So you can play this. Obviously, it's not a lot of room. It's only what is it, 20 cents? 20 cents of room on the stock, but a lot of times it doesn't stop right there. It goes even further, right? You take this candle high as another resistance, and uh, and ultimately you look at some feeble retracements from this high into this low. Sorry, sorry, I had to cough. Into this low, and check the mostly the 50% retracement, and if it hits something like the daily 20 at the same time, and I'll take some of the targets right there. So we got possible plays inside candle candidates as lift. Right there, you guys can see on my little watch list right here above my beautiful face. And then we'll go from there. We're just gonna, what I do on Thinkorswim is just right click right here, a little bit above the, the price level, create alert, add up above the bin, inside candle breakout. You can do the bottom one just in case, right? I don't think it'll hit, but at or below, ask, breakdown, right here. Boom, boom, chakalaka. Okay. I'm gonna leave the FIFO drawings just in case tomorrow we trade this. Give me 1 second. I just need some water real quick. All right, I'm back. And right here, I'm gonna expand my view a little bit. Take a look at some trend lines right here, just to keep it for the future reference. And that's it. I mean, yeah, that's it. I think highly doubt we get those levels later, but closer picture, that's how it will look. It's gonna go to the next one. Yeah, we have Roblox as the next level, and I think somebody on chat was mentioning it. So there's a breakout right here. Let me clear my drawing set. Okay, so we did have a breakout above EMAs. So after a long consolidation period that brings the averages to moving averages together, that we're calling up, I like it. If you notice, this is probably a bull retracement right here. Yeah, you notice somewhere around the 38.2 with the 50 with the 20 EMA holding it up right here. Good place for a long. And then you ended up with what it looks like to be a double inside candle. I love those. That's even better. That's even better, you know? So meaning that the consolidation is getting super tight right here. So what we're gonna do is get a some or inside levels or outside levels right here, outside level. Actually, it's too close this one, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm gonna aim for this one's right here, which is not a lot either, but but we can still make a trade out of it because it may not stop there. It's about EMS, it's looking bullish, it's having a breakout. So I'm gonna go to a weekly because there's a little bit of too much noise right here. See if we can find okay, this is a clear point right here. 20 EMA on the weekly can be your level. So just gonna put Roblox, double inside. Weekly 20 EMA target. Let's see. Do we have trend lines to go for? No. Let me see real quick. This broke. This could be potential support later, or a breakout of this. We can short it. Yeah, yeah. I think this will be more like a momentum play. I'll put a level right here, off of this lows right here, off of this consolidation top right here, off of this high right here, and off of this high right here. So those will be my levels right there. I don't know if I wish I could zoom in into this. Yeah, you can see the levels right there. We do a little alert right here. All right, move on to the next. It looks good. Double inside candle. It adds a lot of, a lot of power. All right, let's go to J&J real quick. Okay, same idea. I'm gonna keep these levels, guys. I'm gonna point you out. 179.53 is the big level to take out on this name. So I like to point out that if you meet this level right here, it'll be super. Let's see, at or above bid. So inside candle breakout right here. Okay. These are the levels that I have right now. I'll have to rechart this probably, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. Above this 179, I believe 11, 179.10. I'm keeping it right here. I put the alert around 179.17. Um, we can head over this one, 179.53, and then if it breaks higher, then I'll expect 180, 179.93 or so. And if it breaks even higher, then I'll expect this one right here. Okay, so levels will be posted on the Discord chat if anybody's interested right there. But J&J is a good setup right there. I like it. There's some room. I'm not sure if J&J is the best one for Lotto Fridays though. It's not the fast mover. Um, I'm gonna present you one of my picks today. It's Costco. Costco, if you guys notice right here on the daily, and I know there's a ton of lines. I know it's a little bit confusing, but just bear with me. Um, I hope you guys can see it clearly. There's an inside candle off of this one, but it's also basing on the EMA, on the 50 EMA above it, close above it. So this already is looking like there's just a ton of room, and Costco is one of the stocks that moves in a lot of points. So this is one of my top picks for tomorrow. Hopefully XLP has the intentions to run tomorrow because it's one of the components. So what we're gonna do is put a little alert right here. Costco. Yeah, it's my favorite, right? It's my favorite. The outside range is not a lot, but I know Costco through candle range is roughly, I'm gonna say something like this candle, right? Like it's average range. So you see it's something like this on a normal. This is small, it's small. It's something like this is a normal average one, right? So if it was to trade like this, it could give a nice gains, right? So we're just gonna play this with momentum once it breaks. So Costco is a one, and I'm gonna skip pins PLTR. I'm gonna keep a snow now on you, Fredo. Inside candle on snow, and it's also basing off of this 50 EMA, so bullish breakout of this trend line right here. Mm, right here with a retest and go. So this could potentially have a outside break of the inside candle into something big, right? Like the resistances are not that much, are not that many, on it. They'll keep something like this in check, right? So a breakup of this candle, outside candle range, right here, and and possibly more, right? So just gonna put the alert, and snow is tech, right? So all right, so I like it. I like it a lot. So it's one of the setups that we have for tomorrow. We have a ton of targets right here to go for, and it's clear for the from the EMAs. So sounds great. Sounds like a great pick. I like it. I like it a lot. And and I think that's it. I think I'll take a couple of suggestions from chat. It says, how strong will that weekly EMA resist be on Roblox? Let me see. That's a good question. That's a good question because not because of the weekly EMAs right there. It's strong, right? It's just there, right? So so we're gonna go to the weekly real quick, and if we find interaction of Roblox with the 20, then I will say it is strong. So the only I see some interaction right here on the 20, and I see some interaction right here on the 20. So I will put and some right here and some right here. So if I was to classify this 20 EMA, I will put it more as in medium, a medium tier kind of a strength of the resistance, you know, so So if I hope that answers the question, right? I don't count it as if I would have seen that the every top right here was a weekly 20, I would count it as a big resistance. But now I would put like a medium tier to it. I wouldn't completely ignore it because there's some interaction with it, but I will put a medium tier to it, right? So going back to the daily, you're above any of those right here. So I think you're fine on that end. Let's see. GME. I hate bringing those getting those requests, but let's see GME for shits and giggles. um, so interesting today, right? So you had this last swing high and you had the last swing low. This one, this level was supposed to be the top, but now that you breached and close above it, I think it has increased chance to head into 148. Not in one go, could possibly maybe tomorrow, who knows, right? But 148, it's it'll be a good level, you know. So I will take it. I will go for like 144. The next levels, seeing that there's been a little bit of selling action right here. But if you notice intraday, it did try to reject the 618, right? If you notice this little tag and pullback, it tagged, but then this one it managed right now. Now remember that this thing is affected with news, and somebody they're starting to reduce staffing. I think the CFO resigned, or they're starting to fire people. So those news already hit it after hours. I don't trade based on news, but it is obviously gonna take effect. So if tomorrow, if those news they released it right at the 618, that's kind of a death sentence to GME to send it into at least 110, and then if it goes even further to 96. Let's see. Next up, we're gonna do. It says Costco has huge spreads. How do you play? We play with weeklies. We play with weeklies. We don't play monthlies or next weeks because there's just more liquidity into weeklies, and they may have sometimes even a 10-cent spread, and it's just you gotta think about it, right? On the options world, like if you are looking at this on intraday, right? We're gonna take a look at this on 10 minutes, right? You're moving from this point. Let's say you by any chance you took some calls right here and you wrote them all over here. It's 4.75 points right here of move. That on if you take a spread of options right here, that obviously you're gonna be losing immediately. That has a 10 to 15 cent spreads, but it moves this many points, you're still gonna be good. You know, you're still gonna be good. You're gonna be a break even right here, but you're gonna be in profits, very good profits on this ones because when something has bad spreads but it moves in a lot of points, it gets fixed along the way, or it really doesn't matter. So it it has to be a high beta and mover, and it has to be if it has better spreads, even better. You know, so you look at the option chain and you find the best contract that there is out there that has the best qualities for it. Um, it says Google. Google, we'll do Google real quick. Okay, we did it last week, right? If I remember correctly, because I haven't traded it. So Google broke out of this trend line. It did go up off the 50 and it had this fake out, nasty fake out. I think I shorted whenever it crossed the below the trend line again, you know. But obviously it does have this this bottom trend line right here that ended up holding, and now it's beating this high right here. So for Google to continue higher, you will meet this candle's highs right here, and you will meet this candle's highs right here, and then you will meet this one right here, this candle open and this candle close at the same one. So it since this is two at the same, this has confluence right here. what I will do is something like put a lot of significance off of this level, right? Paint it purple or something, which will be 2450 will be a big level to for me to watch out for right here. 2450 level. Okay, that will be a big level. So if I was to take this forward, I will take into consideration this high, this resistance, this one, and 2450. Then after that, you just got to add more, right? This base of consolidation right here, and so on, right? It does look like it wants higher since already it made a slightly a higher low right here. Yes, a higher. This is a low, higher low, higher low. They made an equal high right here, but now what you have it's a higher high, so it does have a greater chance to go higher more right here. And then we also have the split. Oh my God, Google options are gonna suck. So it says of all these chart setups, which do you rate the best potential A plus quality? That's what I want to trade. Okay, so from what we just seen, I like uh I like a Snow. Come on, load up. I like Snow. I like Costco. Costco, I will put more of an A plus setup into it. Um, and maybe Roblox, I will put like an 8 setup, not an A plus, an A setup. It says Kimle, what's the stocks to watch out for? So we're gonna put Roblox, Costco. What do we have also? Google. We're gonna put Google for tomorrow because it's good. Uh, we're gonna have Lyft, Costco, Google, and Roblox. Just gonna paint it a little bit nice so I can identify it. All right, and that's all we have. We should throw in some more sectors, right? This is not the only thing out there, but that's. How can we add his face into teal? Who's Devil's Hunter? I need to find out who that is. Do you think consider how the US dollar moves is another comparison we can use for trading SPNs? Looks like they try inverse. They do not inversely move, but it is a good metric. And I'm just gonna show you this right here. It is always on my screens. The dollar index is always on my screens right here, and I always take a look at it on the daily and see what it's doing. It does not move inversely though. It's not a one to one. The dollar gets affected by another currencies. It gets affected against gold, against metals, against crypto. So well, not so much against crypto, but I do like. No, Snow is good. Snow is a good setup. I do like. Let me see. Let's take a look at the dollar real quick. Nice question, nice question. But it's not a one to one, remember. So if you see it coming down, doesn't mean that we're gonna go up. If you notice, I mean, we're still going up, and the market has been rallying for the last few days. So what you do is you the chart on the S&P is telling you to go long. So if you see the dollar like this, you go long with cautious, right? With one foot out the door, because the dollar should not go this high, right? It's a asset that's when you seek for safety, you go into the cash, right? So we're gonna take Moderna. Let's look at Moderna real quick. I got time for like a couple more tickers, and then oh wow, guys, how come nobody told me about Moderna today? I did not trade this, guys. Jesus, let's look at it on intraday. Oh my god, wow, it went from the start, huh? Okay, I see it. Nice, I see it. So for Moderna, the two major trend lines, I think that's what I will look for. Come on, drive. No, this already broke. Actually, the only major trend line is this one right here. I know there's a lot of noise right here, but for Moderna, there was actually a resistance off of this high. Because I haven't traded Moderna in all this. I think all these lines that you see right now, right here, is basically when I was trading Moderna right here. I haven't even touched Moderna in all of this. Maybe there was some trades right here, but no, I haven't touched it. And yeah, I was trading it right here only. So looking at this go, can possibly reach this one. I will. You see these highs right here. I think I will. I think I will look into this level. Uh, I will see how this level reacts because this is gonna be this is a peak that it had, right? So it's 176.41, and then if that gets broken, I think I mean there's just a lot of there's some resistance right here. I will look into 181.21, and then I'll be looking into this one right here, which is 187.55. And now this one will be like the main wall, right? The wall the wall to go for right here, 187.55. I will lower my target right here just to this candle close right here so I can be preemptively exiting any longs into this if it goes right, because it's remember that it already went and it's extended from this. So a lot of the times whenever it is extended, if it doesn't go any higher, it's gonna start pulling back into the EMAs so it can do the next leg up, right? How did we miss Moderna, guys? um, it says a question. It says right here. Okay, I got MDV. MDV is gonna be the last one that I look at, guys, and then I go over other questions, and then okay, what we have is a bear flag right now, but it's it's very clear that this is like a bear flag, but it can just be a breakout level. We have a trend line right here, so you are closing above the EMAs. You have a very bullish candle behind it that has had a pause into continuation, so that's good. But you're meeting this trend line, so I wouldn't trade this myself, right? It could go, but I'm just probably not. I don't see. I see a potential to fail right here with some resistances off of this level, so I would probably stay out of it. But because it could potentially keep doing this, right? Until either breaks to the downside or it breaks to the upside. But let's say if it already closed above this high, so I would say that if it breaks off of this trend line, I think it has room towards at least like 340 into 356. 356 being like a very strong support resistance off of this level. I'll lower a little bit right here. This looks good. What classifies a good A plus setup? Well, if you have confluence, so meaning that there's if you have a lot of reasons to buy or to short, uh, against if you were to put two things on a scale, right? Short or long, sell or buy, and if it outweighs the side that you want to take the trade on by a lot, that's when I feel like that's an A plus setup. So I don't have a list, that it has to be about this EMA, it has to be about this retracement. No, it's just that if it does a lot of the things, it makes the scale outweighed by a lot. A trendline break, a feeble retracement, resistance or support that I'm trying to look for, that constitute an A plus setup. you know. And I know some people are just only looking to trade A plus setup, but sometimes you gotta take that B and they surprise you, you know. You take those B setups and the C setups, you just don't go crazy on those setups, right? You go light. And that's it for the. It's a huge shoe spread is why I don't play future or LI. If they don't move, you toast immediately. Yeah, future, you'll be surprised. Future is amazing how it moves. You'll be surprised. I like it a lot. Um, but that's it. I think we went through a lot of good setups, a lot of names, and the market is on bull on. Don't get caught up on one side of the trade. You know, there's just a lot of be able to flip the coin, guys, because like I say, I do see a probability of going higher. We could basically get out of the inside wick, and I'll show you something else too, right here. I keep this on side two. Is a daily chart of SPX. This is something to keep in mind. This is the dynamic. This is what the options are pricing in today, into tomorrow for the weekly move. Okay. So top of the weekly move is roughly 39.17 and the down is 37.33. So there's not a lot of room on the expected move, quote unquote. But if you look at like the prior week, we were outside the expected move on the downside. If you look at the prior week, we were outside the expected move on the upside. So use it as you will. Don't use it as a, oh, it is how far we're gonna go and no more. You can go. You can definitely go more, right? But as for now, Cubito is thinking that we go to the upside. Don't put it in stone. Appreciate you all. Thank you for coming and have a good rest of your night. Hope to see you next Charts and Chat. Love you all.